Now, I used to be a chronic staller of rotation going through the golf ball. I'd come to impact, my hips would be square on, and so would my chest, and really flippy. But then once I got this feel, drill, and practice methods, and applied that into my game, I started to get that really nice rotation that we see all the best players in the world do. This is how I finally learned to rotate in the downswing. And if you apply the same information, you're going to achieve that exact same result. Now let's get straight into it with what the feel was, the drill, and the practice method, which is why I'm here in my backyard and not at tee to green in air. So, okay, the feel which massively helped me was feeling Tiger Woods' stinger feel. Okay, so Tiger Woods' stinger feel is he tries to feel like his right shoulder is getting in front of the golf ball at impact. So that movement. Now for me, I used to, as I stalled out, would move away from the golf ball. So my right shoulder would get more behind. But when you get your right shoulder getting more through the ball, look at what happens. So it's getting after, feel like anyway, I'm getting it post golf ball, so past the ball. Look what happens to my chest. It really rotates along with the rest of my body. So I used to do these swings here where I'll just do some half kind of swings, quite smooth, and feel like, again, feel, it's a feel versus real, getting my right shoulder past the golf ball. It gave me this really nice fluid and smooth rotation, of course, resulted in a lower ball flight. But I used to, with that right shoulder going back, so I'll show you here, I used to get these really high ball flights. Of course, won't be able to see all of the flight here in the net, but as you can see from slow motion of me demonstrating that, you can see not much rotation, because if I'm not rotating, I'm going to be presenting high loft, or if I get that right shoulder forward, it's going to be opening up my chest. It's also going to be shifting me, which creates great shaft lean. So, absolutely like I was doing, half swings to start off with, right shoulder getting in front of the golf ball at impact, and then build that feel up. Super, super important. I like it as well because it gets the speed as well, applying to the right part going through the ball. So right shoulder in front. So for you stallers that are flippy, lack of compression, it's really going to give you more of a penetrating ball flight. Absolutely brilliant. So that feels great. Great for the golf course. But we need something more. We need a drill to do to be able to get the repetitions and get ourselves into a great spot every time. Because the feel absolutely does that and helps us, but we need something with a little bit more of a surefire way that we know we're getting into that right spot. So the drill is one that I talk about quite a lot on the channel, and I talk about it a lot because I used to do it tons. Again, it's one of the things that helped me finally learn to rotate, and that is the preset rotation drill. So we're getting to the golf ball and setting up at a rotated impact position. So this is where I can really take advantage here of that right shoulder feeling like it's in front of the golf ball there, because I can preset myself in that position. Again, in reality, you can see the right shoulder isn't actually in front of the ball, it is level with it. So it's behind my center of my body, so center of my pelvis. So, okay, great easy way to get into this position. Get the club on your side, and then get the club over the ball, the club head, and then grip the club from there. And now you're in that position. Right shoulder is nicely forward, hips are rotated, upper body's rotated, weight is 90% on my left side. So again, I'm just getting it there via turning my body, then gripping the club. And now what I do, again, half swing back and through. Again, why half swing again? Because one, for me, it was through impact, would be when my body would slow down. And two, it's an easy progression. It's like if you're going into the gym and you want to lift some heavy weight, you're not going to go, let's say if you want to bench 225 pounds or 100 kilos, you're not going to go into the gym and straight away try to do that when you've never trained in your life. You're going to go and, of course, go lighter and gradually build your way up. Now, luckily, it doesn't take us as long as it does to build up to that weight. But with a golf swing, again, for you to get from half swing to full swing, it won't take you as long to build up to a 225 bench press, but we need that progression. So here we go. So you can see what's happening there with my body. It's springing back through. If I'm setting up in that position, I'm going to be then springing back through the shot. Feel like as well for me, right shoulder still getting in front of the golf ball. It's my chest that stalls out more than anything else. Oh, that felt nice. Again, a lot of players love how well they hit this drill, that they even do it on the golf course. Again, where does Matthew Wolf's little move come from? He used to do that with his coach. That drill just showed you there with George Gankas all the time. And they just developed it into a little trigger. But again, some players do this out on the course. I'm considering doing it with my driver because I drive the ball very well with this drill. Awesome. So build it up again. Build it up to that full swing as you're doing that. And then, of course, if you're doing a practice session where you're repping it out, it's going to be so much easier to then get that feel of that whole body through that shot in a good rotational fashion. And again, for me, guys, like, again, I always say in my videos, if I can do it, you can do it too. I've got cerebral palsy, professional golfer who's disabled. The cerebral palsy is my left side. I've always been told that, again, golf swing wise, I'll never be able to rotate properly. I'll never be able to shift enough. And I can do all of those because I've trained it properly. So you out there can do this as well. But there's one last bit, which is exactly why I'm here, into my net. So let's get straight to it. So practice. Now, getting the correct practice in doing this is so crucial. It's what so many golfers out there miss. So it's like why I'm at in my net in my backyard today and not at Tee to Green Air in South Ayrshire is because hitting balls into the net was so crucial for me for getting this. This was back in my old cage net, as you might have seen from my old videos. So when you're hitting a ball into a net, what's happening is you've got no ball flight that you can see and you've got no target you're hitting to. So it's far easier then to get into better positions. The likes of like Rory McIlroy, for example, talked about at the beginning of this year, he made a big change to his right arm movement. And he said for 2 weeks straight, he hit balls into his simulator with the screen turned off. So it was just hitting it into the screen. Didn't see ball flight, he could just focus on body movement. Jason Day made a big change to his hip turn, getting more turn, less resistance over the last good few years. Now he's making a good comeback. And again, he did that, a lot of it with his simulator screen turned off. Because when you see ball flight, your subconscious will want to go back to your movement pattern. So for me, really finally making that change, hitting balls into my old cage net, and whenever I would be working on anything technique-wise, I would do it here because my body is going to move better, so I'm going to get into better repetitions. We're just going to do whatever our body is more comfortable doing. So if you're getting in loads of repetitions into your net or into a blank screen, you're going to be making much quicker technical gains than if you are hitting balls onto the range. So one other thing here is you can see these two balls, yellow balls, have just appeared. Now what these aren't real golf balls. These are called almost balls. They're foam. So that's where normally when I'm practicing, I hit these balls. One, because you get a little bit more similar to your practice swing. As we know, practice swings, yeah, can rotate like the top tour player in the world. Can rotate like Dustin Johnson with a practice swing for sure. But when you get a ball in the way, you're going to have what we call the tensing mechanism. You're going to tense when you're hitting something with mass. So you're going to slow down with your body movement. You're going to get more habitual with your body movement. That's where a practice ball, like a foam ball, has less mass to it, but it still has mass to it, but your body is not going to tense quite as much. So that's where you can then do more of a practice swing while still hitting something, which is really important for the subconscious. Let's say I'm doing my preset rotation drill. If I do it a ton with some foam balls, I'm going to be moving even better through there. So it's little things like that, little tips, little tweaks to how you practice can make a huge, huge difference. And hitting balls into a net is super, super important. Frees you up to be able to, again, put better moves on it. And hitting with foam balls also frees up that body, also has less of a tensing mechanism and can get you retraining a movement pattern that little bit faster. So there's a combination of a feel, right shoulder getting past the ball. Again, very much a feeling that is, a very exaggerated feel. Tiger Woods' Stinger feel. Secondly, preset rotation drill. Now there are other drills that I've done as well, but these together have really clicked it back in the past for me. And then other than that, hitting balls into a net. Super, super important. So that's why we're back here today. If you can do these, you're going to learn to rotate a lot better. But make sure, guys, if you're really struggling with rotation, you know exactly what is causing you to not rotate. There'll be positions you've got into your golf swing that will be stopping you from rotating, because me working on this was after I had worked on the things that were stopping me from rotating, like an open club face, like a lack of depth of the arms at the top. You've got to understand that first before you start grinding on rotation and those training motions. Otherwise, you will be wasting your time. I've got loads of videos out here on YouTube. One from a good couple weeks ago, almost a month ago, which is why you can't rotate in the downswing. Really brilliant. It's loads of them. I've got loads of videos on my channel. Also, I've got full guide on that, the ultimate guide to rotation in a downswing. Gives you all the reasons of why players don't rotate, what stops them from it, and it's never your mobility, it is always your golf swing. From a disabled golfer, it is always your golf swing. And then there is a fix for each one of those reasons. And of course, a great practice plan. So absolutely, you'll have an unbelievably good understanding of rotation in the downswing after watching that, a coaching level of knowledge is what I designed it for, to give you that knowledge and good actual plan. So if you want to pick that up, that is down description. But if you want to work with me, also one-to-one, anywhere in the world on Skillist, all you need to do is send in a down the line video and a face-on video, minimum of one. You can send in as many swings as you like into lesson option of your choice, and we can work on your swing anywhere. So proper personalized instruction with myself in the description. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button and hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.